Hello and welcome to the ADHDoubleD podcast.
Every week we like to bless your ears with comedy and chaos and just enough madness to make you feel normal. Coming up on today's podcast. Should we do that again?
Yeah.
I didn't know whether you were going to say episode or podcast.
Podcast.
Okay.
Oh, we said episode last time.
Yeah. What do you want to say?
Podcast.
Podcast. Ready?
Coming up on today's podcast.
So it triggered Americans because their tipping culture, like Canadians, we have a tipping culture just the same as Americans, but the Americans were so mad. And everybody was like, like they took it so seriously. And I'm like, I tagged her. She's a comedian. This is clearly a sketch. Like you got mad at an act out. I would probably just respond by saying I am 12 years old in my brain. It has not evolved past that age. So you've nailed my humor and my audience.
Thumbs up emoji.
Yeah, you got it. So World War III is okay, but this is where you've decided to draw the line. This is
We've got the Epstein files.
Yeah. It's not the Israel-Palestine conflict. It's not. Yeah, it's not the robots are going to kill us. It's dick jokes is what set you off today.
Oh my god!
And
wow.
I was like, that's not the kind of
People
services that are being
weird.
offered today.
He was like, sold.
Yeah, get over here, But I actually, and his Instagram account was gone. He didn't just block me; he deleted his Instagram account an hour after I sent that email.
ADHDoubleD, the podcast with chaos and comedy. Kimmi and Jen here for laughs and lunacy.
On today's episode, we have the wonderful Brad Gosse joining us as a guest. Brad is an author who sells books and lots of other merch products on his website, some of which are behind me, but my favourite book from Brad is Mum and Dad's Swinger Party. Brad is also a stand-up comedian, and we're just going to have a chat with Brad and have some fun.
What do you want me to say then?
Just say,
Here's Brad.
Often compared to Jimmy Savile, as we said earlier.
Oh yeah. So I'll just let you know, right? We are a bit all over the place. I don't know if you've seen the podcast, but we basically just chat shit, and if the conversation just goes wherever the conversation goes, and we just kind of
As it should be.
flow with it. So we don't really have any structure. So yeah, just to warn you.
I hate structure, so
'Cause
that
we
works
are
for me. That's fantastic.
yeah, we are a bit all over the place. Our brains are very scatty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you said that you've got ADHD as well. So I said,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
you'll
perfect.
fit in perfectly here, Brad.
Yeah, I'm fully medicated by Vance and caffeine, so I'm ready to go.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Like Jen's done a little introduction, but how do you see yourself? Like, just go for it.
How do I see myself? Wow, that's loaded. That's loaded. How I see myself and how the world sees me is completely different. I see myself as, I have a big ego, so I see myself as grandiose. But I'm a comedian, became a comedian midlife. And kind of had a midlife crisis, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to change direction, and started doing stand-up, and then started publishing books, and here I am 180 books deep and still going.
Nice.
So I make children's books for adults, similar to what Jen does, and it's kind of a category that is fun because there's not a lot of people in it, a lot of people entering it, but it's still.
I feel like it's gone massive now, hasn't it? Like it seems to be everyone's attempting it now. I think.
Yeah.
I definitely think yours, Brad, were the first ones that I saw, like in that genre.
Yeah.
And I feel like loads of people are jumping on that now.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone on podcasts and said one of my books bought me a house, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Do you see yourself more as an author or as a comedian, or do you think they're both linked?
I don't actually see myself. It's funny. Again, how you see yourself, right? I see myself as an entrepreneur. I kind of look at it as, I don't want to put myself first as an artist. I want to put my business of selling comedy first. So I see that because I mean, as you know, Kim, is it Kimmi or Kim? Do you prefer like
Kimmy's
Kimmy's
fine.
fine.
Either is fine.
like
yeah.
as you know, you've done stand up, right? It's there's no money there. Even when you're at my level and you're headlining and you're getting paid, the money is not. It doesn't cover parking and dinner. You know what I mean? So
No, it doesn't.
you're definitely not unless you're selling out theaters, which I'm not at that level. I'm at the level where producers call me to do shows most weekends, and I don't have to chase them, which is great. But I'm not at the level where I'm
literally takes
selling out.
It takes decades to get to that point, though, doesn't it? With comedy,
Yeah, even when you
it
have a big
takes
following,
decades to earn.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that part is kind of just like the comparison is because I love to compare myself to like Olympic swimmers, but like an Olympic swimmer has to run as part of their training, and so to me that's like if I'm going to be good at writing comedy or doing social media comedy or being a stay-at-home comedian, then I have to do the stand-up as well. I have to be able to sweat it out in front of an audience and fail a few times and try out some stuff that I think it's funny, but it's not always funny.
Yeah. I didn't even know that you did stand-up comedy until recently, actually. I thought it was just your books. Your books are quite dark. Is that how your stand-up is as well?
Yeah, that's how my brain is. It's just I can't help it. Like
I like that.
I have a dark mind. And I can't, as much as I wish I could turn it off, I struggle to turn it off. So like I get offered gigs where they're like, "Can you work clean?" I'm like, I can't promise you that. Like
Yeah.
once I'm up there, I become the unfiltered me, and it's very hard for me to pull anything back.
But I think that's important, isn't it? Staying true to yourself, and that that's your identity, is your dark humor. And I think staying true to that it's important, isn't it? You shouldn't change yourself just to suit other people.
Well, how would you describe your senses of humor? Like, would you say that you skew dark or you skew sex, or where do you like?
Mine's 100% dark, but I feel like I have reined it in quite a bit for stage.
Why?
So I've done dark stuff and I've had people say you can't do that or you won't get booked. So I'm still pretty new, so I want to get booked.
Sure, yeah.
So I do rein it in quite a bit. Like I've wrote jokes that are just probably not appropriate for most stages. So yeah, I do rein it in. But I don't know if you're the same. Like with dark humor, I feel like dark humor is important for like the bad shit. It makes it more palatable to laugh at it. That's why I like dark humor. It's not necessarily for the shock value. Like that's a good point to make people laugh, but I feel like it's important for the shitty things that are going on. It makes me deal with it a lot better.
That makes sense.
Is that how you see it, or is it something else for you?
I guess that's kind of it. I feel like everybody who has a dark sense of humor has probably seen some shit in their life, and so I think that is part of it. And I think the idea that there's bad things in the world and they shouldn't be off topic, I think is important too. But for me, it's more like the humor for me comes from the tension release, right? So I create tension with the darkness, and then I find the funny part of it to release the tension. And for some people, they're just like, hey, but it's funny. Like I had a comedian friend I was talking to yesterday, and she got blasted because she made jokes about hockey, in Canada, right? And she made a video about hockey, and all these dudes were in her DMs, calling her ugly and being really mean to her. And and so for everybody, everybody's going to tell you there's a topic that's off limits, and it's usually their own personal topic, right? It's like, okay, hockey, really, like middle of the road sport. That's what you pick to get offended about. Like this is the hill you want to die on today.
Yeah.
And but for me, it's you create this dark tension, right? And so I have a lot of jokes where, and I've also learned, and it's different for me because I'm at that place where I can be dark and the bookers are still going to book me because they know
what to expect. Yeah.
But I got in trouble. I was trying out a new bit a couple weeks ago about selling a sex doll on Marketplace, and which is a true story. And I'll tell you about it. But like, so I went and I started getting the weirdest DMs from people, you know, unsolicited dick pics, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like reading them on stage. I'm like, this is, you know, and some other comedian like, you know, yelled at me and he was like, you're just bullying the people who messaged you. And I'm like, of course I am. This is fucking hilarious.
Like, yeah, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to let
think
them
that's what it
groan,
is, isn't
right?
it?
Like I want to hear them groan. I'm okay with the groan. And if you can live with
Yeah,
it, it's great.
I've had jokes where they've gone, oh,
Yeah.
God. And then I'm like, that's what I love.
Yeah.
But obviously, other people don't like that. They just want laughs and giggles. But yeah, I like getting that reaction. It makes me feel good. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, I go
What's
to
your
the
sense
weird
of
places
humour?
all the
It's quite
time.
silly,
So,
isn't it?
sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Sorry.
No,
I was talking to Jen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think I've got a silly sense of humour, like a bit sexual sense of humour, but also a bit dark. So I'm a bit like mixed. I'm all over the place.
Because your books don't go dark.
No,
No.
yours are all innuendos, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're all innuendos, double entendre. Yeah,
So there's good money there. It's the gifter's dream, right? Is the innuendo book.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's literally it's perfect, isn't it? It's like there's just so much of it out there as well that you could write about. It's just endless.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. The ideas just keep coming as well. I think at the moment I'm at 112, so I'm not far behind
Wow,
you.
congrats. Damn.
Thank you. But I think one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, obviously we get not compared, but I get compared to you quite a lot. And the comments that I get in my, it's mainly on Instagram, I think, that you're copying Brad and Brad's the GOAT. And I'm like, yeah, I know Brad's the GOAT. Like, he's the best. Like, I love Brad. And I think it's, people try and pit us against each other quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like me and you, and then there's other authors that are in the same genre as well. And I just wondered, like, do you get that? How do you feel about that? Because I will tag you and I'll be like, no, I love Brad.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it, but I don't think I get it. I think because I wasn't the first, but I was one of the early people to kind of milk it. It always happens, right? It's like, oh, you know, but like there's different kinds of comedy. And if like, no matter what you do, right? If you do dark jokes, you'll get compared to Anthony Jeselnik. If you do, you know, prop comics, comedy, you'll get compared to Carrot Top. Whatever it is you're doing, they're going to say, well, someone else did that before you. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't, like, if you were to try and be original and do something nobody's ever done before and monetize it, good luck. Like, good luck to you, you know? So for me, it's always funny because I know I wasn't the first. So for someone to say, oh, you're copying Brad, it's like, well, you know, Go the Fuck to Sleep came out 10 years before there were children's books for adults long before I decided to jump into the genre. I was just the first one to kind of milk it on social media and like use it. Like, I'm a milker. I just milked it. That's the only thing that, you know, so I stand out for milking it. I'm not the first. I'm not the OG, right?
Yeah.
So I copied somebody technically too.
go to jenivive.com for my books, merch, and other cool stuff.
I think it's the same with like jokes as well, isn't it? The people say there's only so many ways you can joke about, I don't know, let's say like obesity. So if anyone that makes an obesity joke is just copying each other, but there's so many different ways that you can do it that it's not the same joke, it's just different. And I think it's the same with the books as well. I see like your guys' books, so I when I think about Brad's books, I think about like dark humour. When I think about your books, I think of like rude innuendo humour. So I don't think they're the same at all.
Yeah.
I don't think you could write Brad's books, and I don't think
No.
you could write your books either.
No.
I have a number of innuendo books. I've actually kind of steered away from dark in the books lately because they don't sell as well as the innuendo books do. And again, I got to treat it like a business. So, like my Mike Hum and Mike Hunt and
That's behind Jen.
Yeah, those books have done really well. So, Mike Hunt is my whole business, basically. It's like 60% of my whole business.
Really?
Yeah, which is crazy, isn't it? But I think you once you find something which does well, like my bestseller is My Best Friends Are Balls.
Yeah.
And it's trying to kind of replicate that, not almost like copy the book all over, but you know, you got to change it and do things differently, but just try and keep it as similar as you can, to keep that success and that momentum going. And like you say, just milk it.
Yeah, milk it.
It's the same with social media as well. So if you find a video that works, you replicate that video over and over again.
Yeah.
Because you know that format works. That's why I was doing It's a Little Bit Funny videos for so long, just because they worked.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with the books, and it's the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when you know, the audience gets locked in, right? And then sometimes I'll post a stand-up clip and they'll be like, more books. More books. More books. You know, and they just get like so, you know, like go stay in your lane, Gosse. You know, it's like
that's what I'm having issues with at the minute. So if I try and do anything else that's not a little bit funny, I just get hate, and I just get people saying, you need to do more, it's a little bit funny.
Yeah.
The reason I haven't done them though is because I'm doing stand-up. So when I was doing them, those jokes were not my jokes. They're just jokes that I knew, or jokes that I'd seen, and I just copied them. I obviously can't do them now because I do stand-up. I don't want people, promoters, to think that I'm stealing other people's jokes and that's what I go on stage with, because I absolutely don't. I write 100% all my own material. So yeah, I can't do them anymore. As much as people love them, it's not possible to do it. I put my stand-up over anything else that I'm doing, even though I'm obviously earning less money. But yeah,
or no money.
That's just how it goes, isn't it? Yeah, no money.
Or no money. I've done stand-up for 10 years. It's a grind. You know, for me, I did. You know, I was lucky because I had the books. I was able to create. What's the way to say this? Create the illusion of being more popular at stand-up than I really was.
Yeah.
And how I did that was I had enough money that, you know, I was opening and I was doing well. And I opened for one comic who was going to go on tour. And he said to me, he's like, do you want to come on tour with me? He's like, but I can't pay you. He's like, I already have an opener. He's like, but you're really good and my audience likes you and I'm going to do this tour. And it was all these big clubs across Canada. And he's like, you're going to have to self-fund it. And I was like, okay. And I paid out of pocket for all my travel expenses, but I videoed every show. I photographed myself on every single big club stage. I positioned it and then took that content and submitted it to festivals and then started doing US American festivals. And then once I started doing festivals in the US, all the Canadian clubs saw, oh, he's performing at Yuck Yucks. He's performing at, you know, all these LA clubs and, you know, he's doing it. And when I came back to Toronto, they were like, hey, are you free on Friday? Are you free on Saturday? And it was just like, I created the illusion that I was better than I really was. And it worked.
Yeah. It's almost like faking it till you make it. Fake it till you make it, isn't it? That's the phrase.
I think that's what happens with social media as well, because I've got quite a big following. People automatically assume that I'm amazing at stand-up, even though I've only done like 40 gigs.
Right.
And people assume that I can sell tickets if they put me on their bill, and that absolutely doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to prove yourself as well. So you put the hard work in, but you still like, you still did it, even though like you faked it till you made it. You must have done well somewhere.
Yeah, but like you can be, that's the problem, right? Is you can be really good at stand up, but if nobody knows who you are, showing up as a producer is not going to give you the time, right? So creating the illusion that you're like, it's almost like, you know, you like a guy and he's not interested in you and you start dating his friends and then he's interested in you or now he's like, whoa, wait a second or whatever, you know. So that's you're creating this like, oh, other people want him. You know, these bookers wouldn't call me back, right? I'd slide in their DMs and I've got, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers and they're like, yeah, right. You know, you bought those followers or whatever. Nobody in stand up booking cares about your followers. Like they think they do until they don't, right? So
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. I find like when you do stand up, so you've done 40 gigs, have you figured out like your persona on stage, exactly like who you are and what you do?
I have. My persona's like down, but writing for my persona is really, really difficult. I find it easy to write jokes, but not necessarily that fit in my persona. So mine's like I go on stage and I look quite innocent and I wear pink and then dark stuff comes out of my mouth and people are shocked, and that's the persona. I don't know whether I'm high or low status. I haven't worked that out yet, but I feel like I'm quite high status, but I act dumb. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your clips, and that's what I've seen is kind of it's like a bubbly persona that delivers dark jokes.
Yeah, that's exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
So writing for that is very difficult because they're two completely opposite things. So it's hard. Are they? It's hard to write like that. I think they are.
I feel like one is a physical state and the other one is a mental state. Right. So it's like you're like you say, it's the clothes, it's the look, it's kind of your body language is the bubbly part. And then the darkness just comes out of you. You don't have to mentally be bubbly.
I think it depends how it comes out of my mouth. If I say it quite in an aggressive way, the joke doesn't land as well. So I have quite a bit of like stuff where I bully my daughter. And I've seen where if I pretend to be like stupid or a bit dumb, it'll hit better.
Right.
Whereas if I go on stage and I'm like, and I act like a bully, that's when it doesn't work.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
So I have to word things to where I'm not being overly aggressive. I say it in like a more stupid way.
Like a question, like everything ends like a question. Like you have that up inflection. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you talk about bullying your daughter, you're doing storytelling comedy, right? You're like taking us through.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't really storytell. My jokes are quite short and basically 1 or 2 liners.
So bullying your daughter is 1 or 2 lines?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. It's funny because I've gone from.
I'll have to send you a clip.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I've seen a couple of the clips. I didn't see that one. I can't remember the one I saw, but I changed recently from one-liners to storytelling, and it's been a weird shift, but it just happened one night because they asked me to do a bunch of extra minutes because the headliner didn't show up, and it was like the first time they asked me to headline something early on in my like a couple of years ago. I changed, and I was like, okay, I have a long story to tell. And it was this message exchange that I had with an autistic girl after I posted that I wanted to watch autistic people fuck, and I read it on stage and they loved it, and I was like, okay, this is I get a lot of weird DM exchanges with people. I'm like, this could be a whole thing, and sure enough, like in Canada we have a lot of weed shows, so you go into this club and it's filled with smoke. Everybody's getting high, and you get high just being in the room. Like you're just high because you're in the room. And so, and I like, don't get me wrong, I can handle it, but you kind of forget some of your jokes, right? So if you're just reading DMs to people, it's like super easy, right? So I evolved these bits in weed clubs. I'm like, oh, this is great. I can just read DMs to you guys. I
love it when that happens.
Yeah, and you just you'll find that you're telling a story, and you can test this at an open mic, right? You just tell rather than talking about bullying your daughter, tell the story of how it why did you start? You know what I mean? And take me through that evolution of the early, the first time you did it and how you felt to now. Take us through all of those iterations, and you'll find that as you're telling that story, your funny commentary will insert itself throughout.
Write that down.
Yeah, just test it. Okay, you're at an open mic, or you got a 5-minute opening spot. Nobody's there for you anyway. Just say, hey, and this is how I do it. I always say, I've never done this before. I don't even know if this is funny, but I got 5 minutes up here, so you're gonna have to hear me test this out. And just fucking tell them you're testing it, And the audience loves that. They love watching you work it out. So they'll go with you on the ride.
I'm going to do that.
Unsolicited advice. Isn't it great?
Thank you.
You mentioned earlier about selling a sex doll.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for
Facebook
bringing that back
Marketplace.
up.
You said you
Well done. Well done.
You said you were going to tell us about it.
So I get, as you probably, both of you probably do, I get a lot of companies that reach out to me and they're like, hey, Brad, we want to send you our product for you for you to review. And because I'm on some list of influencers, somebody put my email on an influencer list, and now I get like random companies in China or whatever influencer networks or whatever, and they're like, hey, we want to send you a free product to review on your YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, great, and then they're like, okay, then they actually get somebody to look at my stuff, and they're like, actually. Never mind, right? So 99 times out of 100, the brand deal falls through because I'm joking about date rape. You know what I mean? So, so anyway, this company from China reaches out to me. They're like, hey, we make a life-size sex doll. And I'm like, okay. And I go to their website and it's like, thousands of dollars, this fucking thing. I'm like, yeah, send it. Yeah, send it. And I'm expecting the no. I'm expecting that actually we, don't really think that this is a good fit. And they fucking sent me a tracking number like an hour later. And I click on the tracking number and this thing weighs like, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, this is unbelievable. They're sending me a life-size sex doll. And sure enough, a week later, UPS shows up with, and I'm telling you the way I would tell it on stage, but they show up with what looks like a child's coffin in a cardboard box, right? And it's just like leaning up against my door. And I brought it in and I screwed her fucking head on and I put some clothes on her and I sat her in my podcast studio and I started doing live streams and Omegle content and all this kind of stuff with her. And I just sit there with her and trigger, teenagers on Omegle and just slap her in the face. And, and like just to get people's reactions were hilarious. Like they'd be like judging me and is that your sex doll? And I'd be like, she's my emotional support whore. Or, I would say these random things about her, she's my CPR doll with benefits or whatever. Like I had all these answers, right? Or I would just say she's my girl and let them insult me and just take it, and then I just slap her, and they like watch them, just like. But the thing is, and the truth of it is, I lost thousands of followers because people were like, "This ain't it, bro. Like, get back to the books. This fucking sex doll's got to go." And I'm like, "Not yet. I got more." And then just fucking, I don't care, right? I'm like, "This is my art. I'm doing my art. Fuck you if you don't like it." So I had her in my podcast studio for, I don't know, 3-4 months, right? And and I'm making all these videos, and the company reaches out to me because I'm getting hundreds of thousands of views on these videos. The company reaches out to me. They're like, "We love you, please," And I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna like, this isn't gonna be me reviewing how great her vagina is because I'm not fucking her, and they're like, whatever, do whatever, and so I just made comedy with her and it worked. And and I remember once I was like sitting there and I was talking to somebody and they were like, like they would ask me that, like they would talk as if she was real. Like some women were like so triggered, and they were like, well, she doesn't have a say in the matter. And I'm like, well, of course, I'm like, well, of course her opinion doesn't matter. And then the girl's like, why not? And I'm like, cause she's a woman, or whatever. Like, I would just like, like just trigger them more,
Yeah.
So the company's like,
there's nothing like rage bait, is there?
Oh yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. And it's so easy to trigger people now. Like they're so easily, it's like so easy to, and I think I take a little too much pleasure in it, but it's whatever. It's a part of the job I don't hate. When people are like, oh, how do you deal with the trolls? I'm like, I fucking hurt them. Like I make them think about their daddy issues. That's what I do. And so the company's like, we're sending you a better one.
Oh, wow.
An AI talking version.
Oh my God.
Who I still have. And I'm like, okay,
cool.
I have to get this other one out of my fucking house. I don't want to have, there's no way I can have two of these things in my home. So
one's okay, but two is pushing it.
You know what I mean? Like even if it was one plus a little one, midget, or whatever. That was the other joke I used to make was
upgraded her for a new model.
People used to say, well, how old is she supposed to be? And I'd be like, she's 6 months old. like just fuck with you, So I listed her on Marketplace and I'm like, this is content, right? So I'm going to make this Marketplace video. I'm gonna like list her on Marketplace, but I'm also gonna turn that into like a YouTube video about how I sold a used sex doll on Marketplace. So I listed her on Facebook Marketplace for $500, and I called her a lightly used companion doll. And my DMs blew the fuck up. Like I was just
Oh my God.
like where I live has a very high Indian population, and Indian men were just in my DMs like, you know, offer me $25, you know, I'll give you $80 right now. I'll come get her right now, $80. And then some guys were sending me dick pics, and it was just a fucking bukkake of ridiculous DMs. Just like nonstop. And so I made a YouTube video about it, and of course it got demonetized, so nobody saw it. So I started telling the story about selling her on stage, and it plays really well. Like I show the DMs, you know, and I show the guy's dick to the audience. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you know, and I tell them, I'm like, I'm going to show you his dick now, so you can close your eyes if you don't want to see, you know, the unsolicited dick pic that I had to see. Because one guy messaged me and he was like, if you let me watch you fuck her, I'll buy it.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's not the kind of services that are being offered today.
He was like, sold.
Yeah, get over here, you know. But I actually did end up selling her to this guy that lives about an hour away from me. Really nice guy. Didn't ask for a deal. He just was like, I'll give you the $500, but I'll also give you $40 to deliver it because I don't have a car. So I had like a hidden camera in my pocket, and I had one on my car, and he was there. He picked it up. He gave me the cash. He was polite. You know, he told me he had paid over $300,000 in child support, and he was done with women. And then he had, the funniest part was he had this mannequin in his apartment, and he's like, I've been making one out of parts.
Oh my God.
So he had like a, you know, and so the punchline is, you know, this guy had a Build-A-Bitch workshop in his apartment, and it just didn't work out, and you know, he had to buy a better, like an actual sex doll.
That's brilliant.
So, but it's all true. Like the whole thing is a true story, which makes it more fun because you can show them the DMs. You can be like, look, this happened. Yeah, it was a weird experience. And then
That's cool.
and then the sex doll company sent me the second one, and I was like, okay guys, look, if we're going to keep doing this and I'm going to lose followers, you're going to have to pay me. And then they were like, oh no, we don't want to pay you. We wanted to pay you with sex dolls. And I'm like, that's not currency for me.
Guys, thank you for watching this episode of ADHDoubleD.
Don't forget, you need to like and subscribe. It helps us out tons, and it's free. If you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe later.
But you won't, because it's good. You mentioned earlier about the trolls that are in your comments.
Well, you get them too. I've seen you.
All the time.
I see you.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to say, I love the way that you respond to them.
Thanks.
It's so good. It's just pure rage baiting them all the time.
Yeah.
Do you have one that stands out that just sticks in your mind, like somebody that's left a comment, a negative comment, and you've gone back to them?
I have a folder full of those. I mean, you know.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is when they utter death threats. Because I know, or when they attack my personal appearance, that's when I know I got you. You know, that's when I know, okay, you have nothing left. This, you know, I've triggered you to the point where now you're making fun of the fact that I'm in my 50s and wrinkly and balding, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to go for. Or, you know, or they really start to look at your career and they know more about you than the average fan. And then you're like, oh, wow, you've really done your research on me, haven't you? I don't know anything about you, you know, and so there's a lot of those. But I'll tell you a story. There was a guy who left me a death threat. Most of the time the death threats come from, you know, like blank profile picture, anonymous accounts, people who, you know, they're not real people. They might even just be bots, or if they are, they could be some 13-year-old boy with fucking too much rage or whatever it is. And so most of the time I screenshot them all and I post them all. For two reasons. One, because your audience loves it when, like, my audience loves that some people don't get what I do. I'm sure yours does too. And so if you lean into that a little bit.
I love looking at those ones.
Yeah. If you lean into that, your audience actually likes you more, because then they're like, oh, some people don't get this. Like there's people that don't like this, but I'm on the side of people who do, and it makes them feel like they're a part of something bigger than just, oh, we all like this funny thing or this funny joke or these books or this comedy or whatever, this style. But now it's like we're part of a group of people who like this, and there's a group of other people who think it's something that it isn't. They think he's a pedophile. And so rather than, rather than like ignoring those people or deleting them, I agitate them to a point of meltdown. And that usually ends in either a threat or some type of action that I can now, okay, you just made a threat. I'm reporting you to Instagram. You just got banned, which I don't give a fuck. I will snitch on you. I get reported on all the time. So the minute you leave me a death threat, like I've been to the FBI. I've dealt with death threats to the point where I've had agents visit someone's home.
Yeah. And rightly so.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
Like you're now on a list because you made an international death threat. And so there was one guy I remember, and it was a stupid. Sometimes your videos just hit the wrong audience. And it was this really stupid video where I was going through this phase where I was making fun of internet trends. And I don't know if you've seen it. Everybody has different stuff in their feed, but there's this one trend that was happening at the time where it was usually men, and they would have a camera and they'd be at a restaurant, and the waitress is a single mom, and they're fucking, and then they're like, I have a $4,000 tip for you today because I heard you wanted to take your kids to Disney World. She starts crying. And he milks her fucking sad story for his clout. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah, and they play the sob story music, and everybody feels bad and oh, you're so generous giving this. No, you just exploited her sad story for your views, right? And so there was a female comic, and I'm like, I want to do this sketch with you. We went to a restaurant. We put down a 360 camera so we could film both sides at the same time, and she came over and acted like I said to the waiter, I gave the waiter $20. I'm like, we just want to use the table for 5 minutes. We're not going to make a mess. And he's like, great. So we went and used the table. She pretends to be the waitress. She comes over and hands me a tray of fortune cookies. And she says, here's your bill, sir. And I was like, can you have a seat for a second? Which is what the guy always does. And then I start talking to her, and I pull out the stack of American fake $100 bills. And I'm like, I heard that you were a single mom, and I'm counting out $100 bills as I'm talking to her. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, they told me that you're struggling right now, and you're going through divorce, and you want to take your kids to Disney World. She's like, yeah. I'm like, but I hear that money is preventing you from doing that. And she's like, yeah. And I'm just like doing this whole sob story thing, and I'm counting out all these $100 bills. And then I pick up the $100 bills and I stack them up, and I'm like, well, today I'd like to give you a 10% tip, which is $3.50. And she's like, 10%? I'm like, how does that sound? She's like, well, most people give 15 to 20%, but that is, and you guys come from, this is the funny part, right? Where you guys live, there's no tipping culture. But where we live, if you tip 10%, you're a garbage human being. That's how they look at it. They're like, if you don't give at least 15's the bottom, right? Like 10% is like you fucking spilled water on my pants and I have to go home and change. Like, you know what I mean? That's so it triggered Americans because their tipping culture, like Canadians, we have a tipping culture just the same as Americans, but the Americans were so mad, and everybody was like, like they took it so seriously. And I'm like, I tagged her. She's a comedian. This is clearly a sketch. Like, you got mad at an act out. This was a fucking skit, bro. Like, do we deserve an Oscar? Do we act that well that we like? and this one guy, his name, I'll tell you his name. His name was Ben Sargent. He left me a death threat over this. He was so triggered over this. He started being angry, and then of course I agitated him to the point of the death threat. But then I screenshotted his death threat, and he maintained arguments with everybody in my comment section. Like, he just made it his job And I was like, wow, this
Just
guy is
so unhinged.
And he doubled down on a death threat. He sent me a second death threat the next day. And I went through, all I did was I went through all of his comments because he had his name on there and it linked right. You could see where he worked on his Instagram. Like, he was so dumb about this. Okay. And I went through his comments and I found a bunch of homophobic and racist remarks. And I screenshotted them and I sent them to his employer. Do you know why?
Good.
Because
Excellent.
I'm petty as fuck. That's why.
Yeah.
And so,
Petty Betty.
and within an hour, his employer responded to me and said, "We will deal with this internally. Thank you." And his Instagram account was gone. He didn't just block me. He deleted his Instagram account an hour after I sent that email. And I take pride in doing shit like that because I'm
Yeah.
like, you got to understand, this is all I do. Like, I don't have a day job. This is it. So if you're trolling me, that's engagement. And if I can turn you into content, you just you have no idea what a gift you've given me by being an asshole. And you're angry and I'm having fun with you now. You're a puppet to me. That's what you're a fucking puppet. And I am going to pull your strings until you lose your mind. And then I'm going to dispose of you.
They're making you money, aren't
Yeah.
they? That's what they don't understand. The more that they comment, the more that people see it, the more that people engage, the more money you get paid.
Yeah.
Like,
and the funny part is I
they're so
actually
stupid.
use AI to help me with this. So I got banned from ChatGPT for child exploitation, but I know, we live in a world of misunderstandings, but I used to have a GPT. I used to have a ChatGPT that's only job was to read the screenshotted comment from a troll. And I had a specific prompt set that was just like, act as a condescending therapist and to try to figure out what this person's mental health diagnosis is. I want you to ask the most disempowering and condescending questions possible. Don't accept anything they say. Just ask questions. That's because one of my rules is whatever you say, I don't even acknowledge what you say unless it's a death threat, which then I'll screenshot and acknowledge. But if you say something mean, I'm not going to respond to it by saying, I'm not whatever. I'm not
yeah.
I just come at you with, did your daddy hug you too much or not enough? Like I will start, and it works, right? Because they will go back on their heels sometimes and say, that's not true. No, I'm not, or whatever. You don't know me, or whatever they say. I don't get into that. I accept whatever you say. I just you staple it into the air and we'll never acknowledge it again, because that's how I treat them, because I come from stand-up, I treat them like you treat hecklers, which is you ruin them. And then, at some point you can kick them out, but I've only had to do that once because a guy threatened me from the crowd. Beyond that, I've mostly been able to silence them through embarrassment. And it works on social media too. It's just more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. I love it. I love going back to the trolls. I had one, there's a couple that stand out in my mind. So,
Happy birthday! This card's brief and slightly blunt. Happy birthday, you cunt. For birthday cards, Christmas cards, anniversary cards, and any other card you can think of that you can't find in the store, head to littlebitfunny.co.uk. New designs added daily.
recently, I can't remember what book it was. Can't remember now. But this guy commented, I can't even remember what his comment was, something about how stupid it was, or why are people laughing, or whatever. And his profile picture was literally just his bicep. So I was like, okay, this guy's like on the roids. So I commented and I was like, is this roid rage? Or you should probably lay off the jabs because it's making you a bit emotional. Because I thought one thing that, the gym bros don't like is being made out to be emotional, and he wasn't very happy with that, but I was. I thought,
oh my God, it's perfect.
And then there was another one. Her name was Linda, and her comment wasn't even that bad. It was just, I can't even remember what it was now, but maybe I was just feeling a little bit sassy that day. So I thought, well, I'm just going to write a book about her. So I wrote a book called The Dusty Clam, and that is about a troll called Linda in my comments.
Hilarious. See, that they're giving you gifts, right? And
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're doing the right thing by because I do the same thing. I'll check your profile picture, and I can tell a lot about somebody if they have a profile picture, like, you know, the bicep, you know, like my favorite thing to say to the gym bros is, you know, you may want to check your T levels, bro, because I think you may be consuming too much soy. That will fucking trigger them every time. It just triggers them, and it's the easiest thing to say. Check your T levels, bro, and they will come back every time and tell you they will tell you their T levels are great. Like they need to you know.
They'll give you the numbers,
and that's the thing, right? Like, you know, you've won if you say something and it lands. If they feel the need to stand up for the thing that you said, and so being wrong is actually helpful. Right? Because if you can say something to them that's wrong, their need to correct you is so great that that's how you put someone on their heels. You get it wrong. You know, you say something that it could be right or could be wrong, but if you're wrong, they'll tell you you're wrong. Whereas if they say something wrong about you, never tell them they're wrong. Like, never tell them they're wrong. Just ask, just like every response to a troll should end in a question mark. Every single one. It should never be, I'm not, I didn't, you don't know, you know, you never, like, no matter what they say, it's so easy if you follow that rule, because now you're just not accepting anything they say, and they will, and you know that they've lost when they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
I love that.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It brightens up my day anyway when I get a troll comment. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. If you can milk it, you know what I mean? If you can turn it into something, especially on TikTok, because you can do it on Instagram now too, with video replies, right? So I used to do like a lot of video replies where people would say things, and good or bad, and I would just do a video reply because they worked really well. But what'll happen when you shine a light on the negative comment and you do a video reply, your fans will go to that person's profile and give them a hard time. And now they'll experience what you experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it when you fans jump on and literally they just rip the shit out of it. You don't have to do anything. You just sit back and watch. Yeah,
just watching this argument, and you're like,
it's so fun. And you create a little chaos, right? That's what this business is about. It's like you're here to make people laugh, but you're never going to make 100% of people laugh. So you might as well pick the humor that's going to piss off even a tiny sliver of people, because those people are going to tell so many people about you, and they're going to share your stuff, and they're going to amplify what you do even more than the people who love it. It's you need that hate. It's even when it gets you down, it's like, well, wait a second, I need these people. Like they make what we do cool because they don't like it.
Yeah. We first got to know each other, Brad, when I was reading your books for content on mainly TikTok, and one book went crazy viral. Do you remember?
Mom and Dad's Swinger Party, of course.
Yeah, and oh my God, did we get absolutely roasted for that.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, that means other people are too.
So why don't you advertise your products with us? We are looking for sponsors of the podcast. Get in touch with us via email down below.
And let us carry on doing what we love.
I actually had news agencies reaching out to me to fact check that the book wasn't for children.
Oh my God.
Like Reuters News and Associated Press, they were like reaching out to do a fact check. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And they're like, we have to ask you because we need a quote from you that says it's not for children. Even though we can see on Amazon that it says it's for adults and all the other things you've done are right, we want a quote from you. I'm like, great, here's your quote, and it's not for kids, duh. But my new, that was really it wasn't the first time, but it was the first time that it was amplified to the point where it was like, holy shit. Like there are thousands of people on X saying it's time to bring back the guillotine for this guy. And, they were like really, like there was a lynch mob out for blood, and it was crazy.
It did. It went mental on X. And I feel like that's like a whole other side of social media. I feel like TikTok and Instagram are, it's mainly lighthearted. You can get a few trolls, etc. But I feel like X is just completely...
There's no consequences on X, that's
No.
why.
No.
Like there's no rules. It's just pretty much a free-for-all. And yeah, it went mad on X, and then... Yeah.
Because they took
backlash
what you
wasn't-
did out of context, right? They took your video,
Yeah.
which is read in this soft ASMR kind of voice, right? And then
Yeah.
they added a headline that said this book is in school libraries or whatever they said.
Yeah, I know.
And there are a group of people who believe everything that's typed in front of them. Like that's just how they are. And so of course
Yeah.
it's rage bait. It worked.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
didn't really move the needle on sales. Nobody, that book doesn't sell that well. It sells, it sells. It's in my top 30 maybe, but it never, when all that controversy was happening, I might have sold an additional 7 copies of that book that month. Like it wasn't like it was,
Yeah.
but it created enough buzz that, I was able to leverage the buzz, right? I was able to leverage that into more followers, more, engagement, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
all of it moves
Which is
the needle.
important, and that goes back. I was going to say, and that goes back to what you were saying earlier about just milking it.
Yeah, and I milked it, and oftentimes, I used to take the approach that it was for kids. When people would say, "Is this really for kids?" I'd be like, "Of course it is." And like that would make them more angry.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
and I found that approach was not helpful because some people just couldn't get past what I was saying. And I remember once a follower reached out to me and said, I'll never forget this. She said to me, "How come every time somebody in your comment section calls you a pedophile, you don't deny it?" And I said, well, because pedophiles are known for being honest, and they can only tell the truth. So if you ask me if I'm a pedophile, I'll have to be truthful with you. Like, what the fuck do you think? Why would you ask that? Like, why don't you ever deny it? Obviously, you must be a pedophile if you're not denying being a pedophile. Like, okay, that makes sense. So you get. I forget where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. But
That's the whole point of the podcast.
yeah, exactly.
We've done well.
We have done well. We stayed on topic so far. I didn't lose my train of thought until just now. But yeah, it's the idea that these people hate it so much that they make it better. Like they just make it better, and I love that. Like I couldn't do this without the polarization.
So, hello, Brad. It's Ken Jenivive.
Hey, Ken. Oh, it's Ken Jenivive,
producer of the ADHDoubleD podcast.
It sounds like a porno name. Like it's got like a.
It does sound like a porn name.
Because it's like
So
Ken
if you've got
Doll,
access to that channel,
right?
If it's Pornhub at Ken Jenivive. Not really. We should set that up now, though.
No.
Get some- no.
He
We've
just
got
writes
Jen Jenivive, Ken
homoerotic
Jenivive, and
children's
Kimmi Kaiy.
fiction.
So, on the ADHDoubleD podcast, we always play a game,
Okay.
and we want you to be part of that game.
Is it hard to remember the
And
rules?
today's
Is it like a
really
card
easy.
game where you're
It's
going to be
something
like,
you
no,
all
no,
do
wait.
day in, day out.
Okay.
We don't even know what this game. Do you know what this game is?
No.
I ain't got a clue
No.
what's going on.
Oh.
So I thought, because you all deal with trolls on a daily basis, we're going to play a game called How Would They Reply?
Great.
How would they reply?
Feel free to join in if you want, Brad.
Okay.
How are we in tune every time we do a jingle?
I'm going to give a troll comment
All right.
that has come off one of your social media accounts. That doesn't really matter whose, but what I'd like is the quick fire return for something savage or funny
All right.
from
Okay.
one of you guys.
Okay.
So no pressure.
Do we get like an idea of profile picture or like what their name is? Because I mean that
it does
helps
help.
me a lot.
I know it does. So you got a disadvantage here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Do we know the name?
This is a
Is there-
shit game.
Can we have the username?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
You just get the comment.
Good. I got it.
We
Just
get
get the
a
comment.
Well, we don't want to
Okay.
play.
Okay, so troll comment number 1. These books are just things a 12-year-old would find funny.
I would probably just respond by saying I am 12 years old in my brain. It has not evolved past that age. So you've nailed my humor and my audience.
Thumbs up emoji.
Yeah, you got it. Like I'm not pretending it's highbrow humor. So, why would I even
Yeah.
Sorry, you were reading another one.
Troll comment number 2. This isn't comedy. It's just shock value.
Your mum still laughed.
Did you get shocked? Are you shocked by this?
Who actually buys this garbage?
Your mum.
Kimmy's always straight to the
Dad.
mom. Straight to the mom.
Your mum is the answer for everything. It works for everything.
I will sometimes say things like, it's for intelligent people you might not understand.
I do that with the humour ones. I say dark humour is for intelligent people, or you have to have a sense of humour to understand.
Yeah.
They're quite easy ones
People
to
will
use.
defend their sense
I
of
like
humor.
your mum.
Yeah.
One that I've used before is intelligence is chasing you, but you are so much faster.
Yeah. Good job. You're outrunning it.
What about you're going to hell for this?
Cool.
I hope so.
At least I'll be warm.
Yeah.
That's where all the parties are.
Yeah.
All the best people go to hell,
That's
right?
true.
Apart from Hitler.
And Jimmy Savile.
He knows how to throw a party there.
I don't think we're even keeping score with this, are we? We're
No.
just having fun. I've seen funnier people at funerals.
I think you should laugh at funerals. That's just a statement. That's not a reply.
Sounds like a great crowd, right?
At a funeral.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd say to that. I probably wouldn't choose to respond to the ones that say that it's not funny. So I don't know if I would respond to that one.
What about you're only famous because the algorithm felt bad for you?
Okay.
I won't respond.
Why are you famous?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Who are
it
you?
sounds like you gave up on your dreams.
Yeah.
Comedy's dead, and you're the proof.
Why are you still watching?
Yeah. And yet you're still
Yeah.
here.
I love the comments saying you're only funny because you've got tits. I like those ones.
What do you say?
Do you laugh when you see tits? That's what I would say. Is that your response to tits?
Sure, Brad gets those jokes all the time. though.
Like,
What?
Sure, Brad gets those comments all the time.
Yeah, Brad
I would
gets
love to
them
get those
all the time.
that mean I'd have something to play with every morning.
Okay, last couple. Get a real job.
No.
I can't.
Why?
I'm unemployable. It's impossible.
Yeah. I'm too mentally ill.
It's too late. My social media footprint would destroy any chances of working anywhere.
You should set up an OnlyFans, then you'll know.
Right.
This is what's wrong with society.
Your mum.
So World
probably
War
won't
War
respond to
III
that.
is okay, but this is where you've decided to draw the line. This is a
We've got the
Yeah.
Epstein
yeah.
files.
It's
but
not the
this book's
Israel-Palestine
offensive.
conflict. It's not. Yeah. It's not the robots are going to kill us. It's dick jokes is what set you off today.
Brilliant.
So good.
Okay, last one, because you've all had this one. Just simply reported.
I won't reply to that either.
No. Oh, maybe I'd go back with for what?
I usually respond with snitch.
Yeah,
Stitches
perfect.
get stitches.
That'd be a perfect response. Stitches get stitches.
No, I don't say that because they'll report you for saying that and you'll get in trouble.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
say
it's a threat.
snitch. Yeah, if you say snitches get stitches, they'll say you threaten them. Yeah, just say snitch. It pisses. Nobody wants to be called a snitch, no matter how big a snitch they actually are.
We
Yeah.
say grass in the UK.
Grass.
Oh, okay. I like that.
That's the end of the game. I think Brad won that though.
Yeah, I'll give it
Well
to Brad.
done.
I'll give it to Brad.
Thank you. I have the. Unfortunately, I have the most experience doing it. That's the problem.
What have you got anything coming up? Any shows? Any new books?
I always have shows coming up, but they're all it's all Toronto, so I don't really plug them too hard. But and I have my second Mike Hum book is coming out. Hopefully, all the art's done, but I'm still trying to figure out the rhyming scheme. So hopefully that's going to come out this week. And then I'm also working.
Do you do everything yourself? Sorry.
No.
Do you do everything yourself?
No, I have a full-time illustrator who works for me.
Nice.
He's been with me. even before I was doing the books, I used to have a clip art company before this called Vector Tunes years ago with my ex-wife, and I sold the business, and the people who bought it didn't want the employees, and this guy was a full-time cartoonist for me for years, and I was like, well, I'm doing these books, you know, I started out using clip art to make them, but now I'm going balls deep into this, so I hired him full-time, and that's all he does is illustrate for me, and so it's
Love that.
it's made a big difference because I'm lazy, but he needs to be kept busy or he doesn't get to eat. So I kind of I kind of find myself,
it forces you to write.
yeah, I'm more productive because he's like, he needs to pay his rent.
Yeah.
That's
I like that. It's good.
And I'm working on
excited about that
a new one, and I'll tell you about it. It's going to be a comic book style, and it's also, I'm going to try to, as much as I hate the idea of doing this, I'm going to try to animate this into some type of a short. But it's going to be called the Pupstein Files.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it already.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
No,
That'll be
that's
cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
I think that's it, Brad. Unless there's anything that you wanted to talk about.
No, I think this has been fun. You guys are fun to talk to. This was, I do a lot of podcasts, and this was easy. This was a lot of fun.
It's just chilled.
Yeah, I like it.
Just chilled, isn't it?
Yeah. We just like to just chat shit, basically.
It works.
Pretty much.
It works.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining
thanks for having
us.
me.
I know it's early over there, so we do appreciate it.
Yeah, I get up early. I'm happy to. Yeah, I'll send you guys the files and do what you will.
Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Brad.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Have a good day.
We'll link all of your stuff down below as well. Whatever platform we put it on, we'll put all of your socials and stuff down below on your website and stuff.
Fantastic.
So people can go and check you out.
I love it. Thank you.
If I'm sure they would have seen you already, but yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
So thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Brad.
dude.
Bye.
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 Cool.
That was so cool.
That was nice. Brad's still there.
Oh, I am still here. I thought I closed it. I closed it, but it didn't go away. All right. Bye.
The screen's. See you later.
Bye. That was so cool, wasn't it?
That was
I love
lovely.
Brad. I love Brad. He's so cool. I think that's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
So we will
see you next Tuesday.